Before Columbus, before conquest, Africa sailed. This is the story of its forgotten ocean explorers. Part 1: Africa's Maritime Legacy. Africa's maritime legacy stretches back millennia, a testament to the ingenuity and adventurous spirit of its people. From the bustling ports of the Nile to the down-filled harbors of the Swahili Coast and the intricate river trade networks of West Africa, the continent's waterways have long been vital arteries of commerce and exploration. African shipbuilders were masters of their craft, fashioning vessels from mahogany, wood, and even papyrus that could withstand the rigors of both river and sea. These weren't just boats, they were triumphs of engineering, perfectly adapted to their environments. Africa's oceans weren't barriers, they were bridges, connecting cultures and fostering exchange long before the age of European exploration. Part to Mansa Abubakari II, the king who sailed away. In the early 14th century, at the height of the Mali Empire's golden age, a tale of extraordinary ambition unfolded. Mansa Abubakari II, ruler of one of the wealthiest kingdoms in the world, became consumed by a desire to explore the vast Atlantic Ocean. The Arab historian Ibn Fadl al-Mari recounts the king's audacious plan. First, a fleet of 200 ships was dispatched to test the waters. When they failed to return, Abubakari doubled down, assembling an armada of 2,000 vessels. But the most astonishing part of the story, the king himself chose to lead this massive expedition. Abubakari gave up his crown not for war or conquest, but for wonder, a quest to unravel the mysteries that lay beyond the horizon. He gave up the crown not for war, but for wonder. Part 3: Could they have reached the Americas? Could these African explorers have reached the Americas? The possibility is more than just speculation. The Canary Current, a powerful ocean highway, flows from the African coast directly towards the Caribbean and South America. Modern experiments have proven that such a transatlantic journey was indeed feasible with the technology of the time. These sailors were no novices. They navigated by the stars, carried provisions that could last for years, and possessed an intimate knowledge of wind and wave. The Atlantic didn't stop them, it carried them, potentially to shores far beyond their imagining. Part 4: Echoes in the Americas. If Africans did reach the Americas before Columbus, what traces might they have left behind? The colossal Olmec heads of Mexico, with their distinctly African features, have long puzzled archaeologists. Linguists have noted striking similarities between certain Mandinka words and those found in Native American languages. Even more intriguing are the presence of African crops like yams and bananas in pre-Columbian archaeological sites. Stone faces, shared words, and seeds tell a story, one that challenges our understanding of early transatlantic contact. Part 5: Skeptics and Counterarguments. Of course, skepticism abounds in academic circles. The origins of the Olmec civilization remain hotly debated, and definitive artifacts proving early African presence in the Americas have yet to be found. Critics point to the lack of written records from African sources, relying instead on oral traditions that can be difficult to verify. Yet, as any historian worth their salt will tell you, absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. The story of Africa's ocean explorers is one that demands further investigation, not dismissal. Part 6: Swahili Coast. Masters of the Indian Ocean. While the tale of Abubakari's western voyage captures the imagination, it's important to remember that African maritime prowess wasn't limited to the Atlantic. The Swahili coast of East Africa was a veritable maritime superpower, dominating Indian Ocean trade for centuries. Cities like Kilwa, Mombasa, and Zanzibar became cosmopolitan hubs, their coral stone architecture a testament to the wealth generated by seafaring commerce. Swahili sailors mastered the art of dhow construction and navigation, harnessing the predictable monsoon winds to trade with Arabia, India, and even China. Their ships carried gold, ivory, and spices, returning laden with silks, porcelain, and new ideas. This wasn't just trade. It was a cultural exchange that shaped the identity of East Africa and beyond. Part 7: Egypt and Nubia. River and Red Sea explorers. Even earlier, the civilizations of Egypt and Nubia had been pushing the boundaries of maritime technology. The Nile wasn't just a river. It was a superhighway connecting the Mediterranean to the heart of Africa. Egyptian pharaohs launched ambitious expeditions down the Red Sea to the fabled land of Punt, seeking exotic goods and diplomatic ties. Perhaps most impressive were the solar boats of Pharaoh Khufu, massive cedar vessels buried alongside the Great Pyramid. These weren't just funerary objects. They were fully functional ships, capable of both river and sea travel. Egypt's boats weren't myths, they were marvels. showcasing a level of nautical engineering that wouldn't be surpassed for millennia. Part 8. Rewriting the narrative. So why has the story of Africa's maritime explorers been largely forgotten? The answer lies in the Eurocentric narrative that has dominated global history for centuries. The achievements of African sailors and navigators have been systematically erased or downplayed, their contributions overshadowed by tales of European discovery. But this narrative is changing. A new generation of historians, archaeologists, and storytellers is working to reclaim Africa's maritime legacy. They understand that this isn't just about setting the record straight, it's about empowering young Africans with knowledge of their ancestors' achievements. Through research, documentaries, and social media, they're spreading the word that Africa didn't just endure history, it shaped it. Part 9 Summary. The ocean remembers. The ocean remembers what textbooks have forgotten. In the rhythmic slap of waves against a dhow's hull, in the whispered legends of a king who sailed west, in the shared words that span an ocean, Africa's maritime history lives on. It's a story of innovation, courage, and connection that deserves to be told. Africa sailed first. Its people navigated by stars, rode the currents, and reached for horizons unknown. They were explorers, traders, and dreamers who saw the sea not as a barrier, but as a road to new worlds. As we uncover their stories, we rewrite not just African history, but global history. So the next time you stand on a beach, watching the waves roll in, remember, Africa's oceans still whisper our names. They carry the echoes of countless voyages, of sailors long forgotten, but never truly gone. In rediscovering their journeys, we chart a new course for understanding our shared human story. Africa crossed first, and in that crossing, they showed us all the power of curiosity, the strength of human ingenuity, and the boundless potential of those who dare to dream beyond the horizon.